Secretary of Defense, SecDef Elizabeth Milhouse Perry, New Humanist Party, Texas, steel gray hair and dark blue suit, watched the Op Center's vault doors unseal with a pop and start to sigh open. They looked like the familiar blast doors installed 100 years ago to fend off an atomic attack. But they had cracked open without any of the security sideshow she had expected. "Just like that, Stubb," she said. "No keypad? No eye scanner?" General Frederick Stubb Grant, U.S. Army, Cyber Command, looked up at her and smiled. He barely topped her shoulder, but he looked as solid as the doors he was so proud of showing her. Had she grown taller in the 30 years since they had become colleagues? Or had he shrunk like mud, settling into an even stockier version of the West Point footballer she'd first met? It made no real difference. He was her general now. He'd always been hers. His voice, thick as dirt. "New system, Madam Secretary. Completely unbreakable. It's got a little biometric review combined with what we call a Schrödinger encrypted validation of our neurochips before it'll open." Schrödinger, she thought. Military guys with their acronyms. What nonsense. A code constructed from Schrödinger's cat, laid over the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. She didn't think anyone could really understand how that mashup of quantum physics functioned, but it worked. In this cave, they were as safe from cyber attack as the 2,000 feet of granite overhead had made Cheyenne Mountain safe from nuclear attack in her grandfather's day. "Look, Stubby, I hope this isn't going to take too long. Hiram Stork said I had to see what you've been doing with all our money, but I don't have time for a dog and pony show." "Really? Stork? Why is the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Special Operations worried about Cyber Command's funding?" "Don't be stupid, Stubb. He wants to use the system to support the Spec Ops mission." Perry didn't add that Stork was also worried about losing his own funding if this thing really worked as well as Grant said it did. The vault thunked fully open. "Don't worry, Madam Secretary. You'll like this. And it's perfect for integration into the Special Operations guys' jobs." Stubb pushed through the lightweight interior door and swept her into a darkened, nearly empty room. Perry had expected the usual buzz of reports between intelligence personnel, near-term planners, future planners, and the operators themselves. She had anticipated an expanded version of the multiple displays and watchstanders using 24 different languages from 24 countries that had taken up every iota of space on 2 levels. She had known it well, first as a member of the House Intelligence Committee, then as chairwoman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, and now as Secretary of Defense. She wanted to see what $7 billion in black money had bought. But this? The Op Center breathed a quiet sigh of restrained ventilation in an empty space under muted lighting. The heavy door shut behind them with a hiss and the click of a bolt closing.